Hello, my name is Clifford Jones, and today I will be interviewing a few Central Washington students on the topics such as family rituals and traditions. We will be talking about intergenerational families, sibling traditions, and family rituals. So dive right in with us right here at CWU. Our first interviewee is a first-year student here at Central Washington University. I would like to introduce you guys to John Smith. Hello, Mr. Smith. How's your day going today?
It's going good. How is yours?
It's going pretty good. So could you just give me a little rundown about your family and some of the traditions you and your siblings share?
So my family is pretty traditional. You walk into my house, it's almost like you're walking into the 50s. Some things I like to do with my brother, he's 2 years younger than me. We don't share that many interests. However, we do like to do a lot of sports things together. We play basketball almost every day when we get a chance to. We also, when we were younger, he had this fear of sleeping in his own room. So he would come and sleep in my room, which was a little weird. But it was a tradition that brought us closer together. And later on now in life, it's something, as we got older, it's something that we always came back to. And we started playing sports together, basketball, football together, when we were really young as well, and that's still something we continue doing today.
Excellent. So how would you say your parents aided you in being able to perform these rituals with your siblings?
So my parents always told me the reason that they wanted to have another kid was because they wanted me to have a friend, someone to play with, someone to learn to share with. And I think that them telling me that constantly and always saying like, oh, you got to share with your brother, do things with your brother, is what kind of forced me into that. And at first I didn't really care for it because I was like, who wants to hang out with their younger brother?
Right.
And eventually it got to the point where it was like, he became a little bit more mature, so I was able to accept him better.
Okay.
And we just became a lot closer after that.
Excellent. So you guys pretty much just reciprocate each other's positive actions and behaviors towards each other, and it's a pretty good relationship?
Yeah, it's a strong relationship now. We respect each other a lot with what we do. And doing things younger and doing those rituals growing up has definitely made us closer and is going to make us closer in the long run.
All right, thank you, Avery. Thank you for sharing those answers with us.
Thank you.
Our next interviewee is a senior here at Central Washington University, and he will be discussing intergenerational traditions. Introducing Donnie Berger. How you doing, Mr. Berger?
How are you?
Pretty
Doing
good.
great.
It's a little warm up here, but
Yes,
it's
it
my
is.
job.
Yes,
I
it is.
get it done.
It's a summer day.
So tell me a little bit about your intergenerational family and what that really means.
So when it comes to intergenerational, I actually have a lot to relate to just because throughout my life, like I didn't really have necessarily close relations with most of my family. And then when I came into middle school and like kind of transitioning into high school in Washington, that's when I started to get really close to my grandparents. So like I did take on a lot of those like traditions that they've had since they were kids that they've brought onto us now that we take on. For example, one of those being Christmas time. Like they make sure that we can get all of our family in at one building at one time. Everyone gets to see everyone, kind of like a family like reunion in a way, but we get to do it every year. We get to like have a big dinner for Christmas Eve and Christmas. On Christmas Eve, we get to let our the little kids open up one present each and kind of get an idea of what they're gonna get for Christmas. So like. So some people, maybe that's not that significant, but to us, it's a good ritual to have to get everyone in the same room and to kind of see each other and, just kind of spread the love. And that's always good for us and helps with us.
Do you see some of the same like patterns from your parents that you see with your grandparents and as far as rituals? Like, did your parents keep them alive?
Oh, yeah. What's funny, too, is like sometimes it's not even more or less like rituals, like something they do every day, but more or less their characteristics, like they just kind of carry on certain things that kind of contribute into those rituals.
Right.
For example, just like the way that my grandpa kind of like says certain terms, like y'all, she only got that from my grandma, So like there's just certain things that they can use that kind of they get from each other, that kind of tie in and show things like that.
Right. There's certain codes that you guys share within the Berger family, right?
Yep, exactly.
All right. It makes
extra cheese.
Perfect sense. Thank you. For our next guest, we will be discussing how culture plays a role in family traditions and celebrations. Introducing Michaela Bosniak. Hi.
Hello.
So, could you just provide us with a little background on what your culture and ethnicity actually is?
Okay, so I'm half Croatian, half Filipino, but my Filipino side plays a big role in the way my family kind of is structured and how we do our things.
All right, so how would you say, with your culture, family maintenance, how does it operate within your culture? Is it the same as our textbooks that read, or how do you see family maintenance and rituals playing out?
Yeah. For my family, we have a vineyard here in Washington, actually. One of my uncles is the main, he runs it. But every year around the beginning of school, we have a family harvest, which is a festival in which as many of our relatives on my mom's side can get together, and we essentially harvest the grapes, and then we do prayers and we do a procession, essentially thanking God and everybody for helping and giving us a good harvest. And then we have a winery there that is the Del Rosario Vineyard Wines. So essentially, the vineyard is kind of like a symbol, and the family harvest is a way to get all my relatives, as many of us, because we live in different states, together and to make sure that our connections and our relationships are improved at least once a year, because it's really hard to see anybody.
Oh, that's great. Interesting enough, I used to work on a vineyard too myself. And I was wondering, do you think that family tradition you have within your family and how it plays a role in your culture, would it work for someone in a different culture as well? Do you think it's exclusive or not as exclusive?
No, I definitely think it could work. I mean, you don't even have to own the vineyard to have a harvest there or like a family get together. I think it would be really
Interesting.
easy to incorporate a family tradition at a vineyard.
All right, thank you, Michaela. Thank you for that knowledge. Our next interviewee is also a senior here at Central Washington University. I want to introduce to you guys Darren Sharper. How you doing, Mr. Sharper? Man. So I've been asking our interviewees about family rituals and whatnot and traditions. So could you just give me a basic, what is your family tradition?
Most of our family traditions honestly happen around Christmas.
Okay.
On my mom's birthday, which is December 23rd. Every year for as long as I've been alive, for 21 years, we've watched White Christmas, the classic Bing Crosby movie. And so we do that every December 23rd, and it's my mom's favorite movie, and it ties in with Christmas, so it's perfectly. And then some other traditions that we usually do is we have cinnamon rolls on major holidays, so like
Ooh.
Easter, Thanksgiving, Christmas.
Yes.
We're gonna have those for breakfast. Those are kind of our mainstay traditions, yeah.
What about any rituals, any what is it called, rites of passage that your family?
Rites of passage might be a strong word, but I mean, I think going to church could count. I mean, it's just we go to church every Sunday as a family, and that's just kind of our thing we do as a family because it's our beliefs, but also just, it's nice to have some consistency and do that every Sunday. And not so much anymore, but we used to watch Seahawks games. So a Seahawks game on a Sunday was an event. And so everyone in the family was expected to be in that family room when that Seahawks game started and watch it together. And that was just like Sunday. We'd go to church in the morning, then we'd watch the Seahawks game in the afternoon, and that's our Sunday.
All right, one final question for you. So do you feel like if you were to put up any resistance against going to church or saying, you know what, Mom, I'm not feeling cinnamon rolls this holiday, do you feel like that will affect your relationship maintenance in any way, negatively?
I think it might. It wouldn't be really outright and you can totally see it, but it would be subtle and wow, my mom might be like, wow, Curtis doesn't want to do that this year. That kind of is lame. Right. And then, it wouldn't be a big deal because none of my family's going to make that a big deal.
Awesome.
But
that's good.
It would still, it'd be in the people's back of mind. It might fester. Who knows? Yeah.
Well, thank you, Mr. Sharper.
Thank you.
Clifford. For my final question, I would like to ask the group, do you guys believe that these family traditions and rituals play an important role in relationship maintenance?
Yes, I do.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Indubitably.
Thank you. So today, I interviewed 4 of the top Central Washington students on family rituals and traditions, specifically intergenerational family celebrations, sibling traditions, and family rituals, and how they all maintain family maintenance, because that's what this is all about. It's about family maintenance, baby. Keep it real. So for my final collective question, I would like to ask you guys, do you believe that these family traditions and rituals play an important role in relationship maintenance?
Yes, I do.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I like that. We should have it. We should keep that.
He means yes.
We should keep that.
You keep that, yes.
Good night.